Come and guest on our show.
Come and guest on our show.
A mic is waiting for you.
A mic is waiting for you.
Where the topics are all over the place and there's no fondue. Can you tell stupid jokes?
Can you tell stupid jokes?
Are you funny at all?
Are you funny at all?
Got a studio space that needs some taste. Now I want fondue. You know we might have you back again. Promise to listen to you. Can you bring some fondue?
Can you bring some fondue?
And the skewers too. Welcome to Just Us Thinkin.
Hey everybody.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Rebecca.
And now we're getting into another show.
Where are you really calling?
Yeah.
This one, I think we both had a lot of experience with it in both of our jobs. So yeah, it's one of those fun things where you might not know where you're calling half the time.
That's true. That's true. Companies outsource and they get outsourced to different countries.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings on this episode.
I do too, 'cause yeah.
I don't like taking jobs away from the country that the job is supposed to be for.
Right.
And I don't like when companies are deceptive.
Yeah, that's another thing. I get all countries need jobs and stuff, but don't impose. Stay in your lane, kind of like if you're going to have a company down in wherever, have your call center there. If you're going to have a company based in the U.S., have your call center in the U.S.
I agree with that. But if you're calling a different country,
yeah,
I'm okay with.
Right.
But don't sit here and say I'm like listening to this. I know this. I could tell by your accent that you're from another country.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then you try to explain to me that you're from, somewhere in the U.S.
Yeah.
If you're clearly not in the U.S. and you say, well, yeah, my name's Kevin and I'm in San Diego, California. Yeah. When you're not, that to me is deceptive. To me, that should be illegal.
Yeah. See, now, I've never really ran into that. Have you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, can you imagine? And because I don't want to make fun of other countries, I'm going to make fun of our own.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Imagine you're in India.
Okay.
Okay. What's the country in India?
India is a country.
What's the city in India?
New Delhi.
New Delhi. Okay. You're in New Delhi. Okay. And you're calling a call center. Dude, what's up? I mean, I'm totally here to help you. I'm in New Delhi, man. Does this sound like I'm from New Delhi?
No.
No. That person from New Delhi is going yeah, no, you're not.
Right?
You jackass. No way.
Okay.
No way.
You totally went where I wasn't expecting you to go with that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, I spun it.
You did.
I spun it.
Yeah.
I know what you were thinking I was going to do, but I didn't do it. Can you imagine? I mean, if you're in another country and you heard, listen here, darling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I live right next door. No, you don't.
Yeah. No. We all know that.
Yeah, you're in Georgia eating a peach. Yeah. Don't give me this bullshit that you're in Mexico City with me.
Right.
Bullshit. You know. And I hate to say it, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. If you call up and, dude, yeah, I'm in San Diego, California. At least and be honest with you. I could have respect for you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. When you deceptively try to lie to me, just admit it.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, we have foreign people here that have an accent that take phone calls here
Yeah.
that get shit because they think they're lying.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All you're doing is making their job harder too.
Mm-hmm.
So don't lie about it.
Yeah. Be honest.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. I get that's my standpoint on this.
Okay.
I think that's where I'd like to start. I don't like the deceptive nature. And I still think I don't like that. I guess I don't like the reasons why they go to other countries.
I don't either. Like,
Well, I mean, we have a list. So we know, and I'm telling you just a deal breaker here.
Okay.
Philippines is the top call center destination.
They are. And this kind of one of the things, there is like 3 key reasons why. So it's their high literacy rate, their progressive government policies, and then their neutral accent.
Okay.
So
I like the neutral accent.
Yeah.
The neutral accent's a pretty good deal.
okay.
I understand that.
I think and that's kind of weird because I'm surprised cost. I mean, cost is up there on the screen that we're talking about, but
Cost is a problem.
yeah.
The reason that these companies are going to other areas or other part of the countries is because it's cheaper.
Right. They can save on their operational costs.
Okay, so and let's talk about that.
Okay.
What is that fair? So you have US based companies taking care of US customers going to a country that has nothing to do with the United States.
See, yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that's kind of shitty for these companies to do that, you know?
I find it hilarious that we're so upset over tariffs and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get political on this by all means.
Okay.
But there's tariffs that are out there. You could agree with them or disagree with them.
Right.
I'm not 100% saying I agree with them either. Could there be benefits? I'm not a tariff expert, so I'm not the guy. Okay.
Okay.
But goods gets anything that gets shipped in is taxed all high heaven.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't go the same way the other way. Or they could take our phone calls and there's no penalty for the companies doing that.
Right. Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I don't think because we have a cheapskate billionaire that's running a company
Yeah.
that he's able to pinch a few more bucks by shipping jobs to another country
Yeah.
and make even more money.
Right.
Sorry, I'm against that.
Yeah. I think you should invest in the U.S. people that are, that built the company they built it, and now you're taking those jobs away.
So, and when you're looking at those jobs, I mean, let's look at it in U.S. Here in the U.S.
Yeah.
40 hours a week, right?
Thank God. I'm glad I don't live down south of the border of Mexico.
So Mexico, they have to work 48 hours before their overtime kicks in.
No way, Jose.
So if you imagine you work 5 days, there's 7 days a week.
Yeah.
5 days you work 8 hours a day. And if you decide to work on a weekend, you get overtime. Or if you work that 5 days, your work's 5 days. If you decide you want to pick up overtime, you work a 6th or a 7th day.
Yeah.
That's to get overtime. 48 hours is 6 days a week.
Oh.
They get 1 day off. Are you kidding me? Or they have to work longer days.
Yeah. I was wish I can't talk right now. I'm kind of wondering if they do that traditionally by day or if they just
It's a breakdown there. It's kind of weird.
I wonder if they have messed up schedules where they work 10 hours one day, 12 hours the next, and 8 the following.
It very well could be. I mean, can you imagine? I'm hoping that it would be the same day.
I hope so too.
Mondays are my 10-hour day. Tuesday's my 12-hour,
Yeah.
and as long as it's consistent, because if it's different times, different hours every day, the amount of things that your employer could screw with you on is
Right?
ridiculous.
It's bad enough we got some U.S. employers doing that. And they got to do that down in Mexico, too.
And it's probably worse.
Yeah.
It's probably worse.
I can only imagine. That would, like, really, really suck.
So here's the problem. Here's where I disagree with using other countries for labor, because they've been linked to child labor and cheap products and sweatshops and shit like that. Call centers the same.
Yeah.
Here's the problem too. There's only so many things that, like, when you're a US base, they have to have, there's some rules and regulations for you here. Those rules don't extend to other countries. So other countries, you're like, yeah, we need you to work 50 hours. I only can only work 40 hours. Yeah, you're fired then.
Yeah.
You either come to work or you're fired.
I have, like, so many questions now in my mind. Now that we got to start talking about it, I'm just like,
Like what?
Well, like, I wonder, like, I know we went over, like, the average pay rates in, like, the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. So and we'll start with the Philippines.
Okay.
So the Philippines pays their employees $1.62 an hour.
Well, okay, so yeah, that's like the average pay, but I wonder if, like, the call centers for some of these, like, for my example, I'll use airlines, because some of the airlines go down in the Philippines. I wonder if they get paid as much as a U.S. based call center.
No.
I mean, obviously.
No, they don't.
I wonder how much of a difference it is, though.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, say somebody here makes $24 an hour. Do they make $18 an hour? Or
no,
they
make $1.62.
Well, I think that was the average.
That's the average. Average is the middle ground.
Okay.
That means there are people that make less than that, and some people that make more than that.
Okay. So I'm wondering. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of interesting. I have to research that a little bit more.
So, like, for example, if you get paid, and you have your calculator, you can pull this up if you want.
Okay.
But let's say you're here in the U.S. and we are getting paid $15 an hour.
Yeah.
Times 40 hours.
Okay.
How much is that?
1 second here.
You see what I told her to pick up her calculator because I knew she wasn't going to be able to do that in her head.
You said if I wanted. So 15 times 40?
Yep, 15 times 40.
600.
Okay. So, and $15 about the average here as a call center.
Okay.
There are some people that get paid quite a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Some people get quite a bit less. I think some of them actually start around $13 in this area.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you're talking to pay a U.S. person working 40 hours a week, they're gonna get paid $600 a week.
Okay.
In the Philippines, that's $64.80 a week.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
There's the difference. So this company, and don't get me wrong, I think this company back there is probably going to make a little bit of money on it too.
Okay.
So instead of them paying $15 for someone here to work, they're going to pay that company over there $4 an hour.
Okay.
And then that company is going to pay their employee $1.62. That's the way that works.
Okay.
So can you imagine? I don't know. I honestly think when I did the math and I did this and I look at this, all I see is that Scrooge McDuck with the dollar size rolling in his eyes, or that fat cat billionaire. How can I save a few pennies?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, but if you're a business and you're doing this and you're doing that to screw people over, you're an asshole.
Exactly. Yep.
So you're going to, instead of paying a U.S. worker $600, you're going to pinch as many pennies as can. And here's the thing. You're still making a shit ton of money.
Okay.
What are you doing? What are you looking at?
So I looked at one of the airlines that I know that has customer service in the Philippines.
Okay.
They said that makes 25,000 Philippine pesos, which is
How much?
25,000
A year?
a year.
Okay.
I didn't look.
Oh, see, you better look and see if because
Hold
that's
on.
going to be a year. See, that's going to be a year.
Okay, yeah, that's the year. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like 400 and some
How much?
dollars.
Yeah, a year.
A year. Wow. Okay.
How about that? There you go.
That's crazy.
Isn't that
Wow.
stupid? So what they're going to pay someone out there for a year, that's a week in the U.S. How crazy is
That's
that?
not even a week.
Right?
Because that's like
Right.
400.
Well,
Wow.
yeah.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy? Now, India is, now this is a month because each country is a little bit different.
Right.
India is 25,000 rupees a month, which comes out to $290
Okay.
a month, as opposed to that 600 in the U.S. So your cost is cut in half there.
Yeah.
So the average in Mexico is about $4 an hour,
Jeez.
as opposed to your 15 here,
Yeah.
or even the minimum wage. The minimum wage is almost double that.
Yeah. Wow. That is crazy.
I mean, that's crazy. The federal minimum wage here in the U.S. is $7.25.
Wow.
And most of the states have a higher,
Yeah.
so they default to that higher amount.
That higher amount.
And I want to say ours is like $10 an hour. So in Mexico, you're literally paying these people for
Like,
half the amount, if not more.
right. Yeah.
You know,
Like I know Nebraska here is $13.50.
yep. See, there you go.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
here, call centers around, and call centers here are a little bit more. So they pay. That's a little more premium.
Right.
That's the minimum wage is like a McDonald's job or
Yeah.
a fast food.
Yeah.
California and New York, their minimum wage is $16.50.
Jeez.
So can you imagine the process here?
I couldn't even imagine like living off of that nowadays. I mean, everything is so much more expensive.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That would be like us living off our YouTube subscriptions, which you guys should probably do about now.
Right?
Like, subscribe, so we can get those few pennies, like
And
we're
follow.
working, yeah, and follow, like we're there.
Right.
So yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
So, can you imagine? I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
joke.
like really sad when you look at it, like at the numbers like that.
Well, and here's the other thing: is look at how the people are treated in those other countries. I'm not happy that we're outsourcing to them, but I also don't think you should be treating these people like shit for doing a job.
Right. Yeah.
I
mean,
don't agree with that either. And these fat cat billionaires
yeah.
that are trying to, my profits were only 14 billion. If I ship these jobs overseas, I can make 16 billion.
Yeah.
Instead of, hey, I'm happy I'm making I don't like I don't like corporate greed.
I don't either. I think these people really need to take a look back and, pay a little something back to your employees.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are the ones that are making you those millions of dollars.
Yep.
Show a little appreciation.
So when you look at this and you're like, my company is wrapping up other call centers in Mexico and India and the Philippines, there's only one reason why. Because they're greedy assholes that are trying to save as much money as they can, and they don't give a crap about their employees.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Oh.
You guys don't, when you do this, you do not care about your employees. If you did, you would do something for them here. And don't just give them a pizza party or bring in a cake.
Right.
Okay?
Make their make their wages worthwhile.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, yay, we get a pizza party on our team meeting.
Right, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. So I wonder if any of the like call centers in India or the Philippines, I wonder if any of them work from home.
I don't know. I'm going to gather, I don't know. I would like to know that answer. If you're in another country and you work at a call center, I think the infrastructure in other countries are different than here.
Okay.
I don't know if some of these other countries have the network or the support to do that.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, if they do that, then that person has to have high-speed internet.
Yeah.
So they have additional expenses that the company, if they're in a company, they can control it.
Yeah, they probably have an actual call center.
Yep.
So.
And then an apartment above so they can make sure they'll go to work.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's pretty much good for the show. I think we're going to cover a little bit more on the after show.
Okay.
So make sure you guys see us over there. But also make sure you like, subscribe, follow. We're on Facebook. YouTube.
Rumble. And Instagram, right?
Instagram. Okay. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
we have our Instagram page up.
Yeah, we do.
We don't do a lot. We post our shorts on there.
Yeah.
So just me and my underwear. No, nobody wants to see that.
No, yeah.
But no, make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Make sure you put a comment. Like the post that we have. Engage with us because we do answer our comments.
We do, yeah. So if you have any questions for us, let us know, and we'll be happy to answer back to you. So
there you go. So all right, let's head off to the after show.
All right, bye everybody.
Come and guest on our show.
Come and guest on our show.
A mic is waiting for you.
A mic is waiting for you.
Where the topics are all over the place and there's no fondue. Can you tell stupid jokes?
Can you tell stupid jokes?
Are you funny at all?
Are you funny at all?
Got a studio space that needs some taste. Now I want fondue. We might have you back again. Promise to listen to you. Can you bring some fondue?
Can you bring some fondue?
And the skewers too. This concludes our broadcasting day.